Hi everybody, and this is my video about Crackle Medium and what I found when I went through using it. These are the final results I got, which I am very happy with. Here's exactly the look I was going for. Give my Terminator that old battle seasoned feel without doing a huge amount of battle damage. I just wanted to create that feeling of age. Yeah, these the rest of the armour might get upgraded or repaired, replaced as needed, but the shoulder pads always remain. That was the feel I wanted. Now this was achieved by the arm was primed, base coated, highlighted up. A Deathwing decal was added to the shoulder. It was then coated with a couple of layers of Vallejo matte varnish. This creates a nice smooth surface, and then the Crackle Medium is put on top of that. That's then left for a day or so. I tend to do it one evening, leave it, come back the next. Then it was just a case of taking a rag and a tube of just cheap oil paint, just put a little bit on the rag, and then just smear it over the Crackle Medium. It'll all go black and it'll look awful, and you'll think, oh God, what am I doing? But then you just take a clean bit of the rag, just wipe off the excess, and then what you're left with is beautiful dark cracks and everything, and it does look brilliant. It will lower the tone slightly of the whole thing. The whole thing will get a slightly darker tone anyway, so I did paint this up lighter than I wanted it to be, because I knew that once I added the black oil paint to it, it would lower it slightly. So that is something to bear in mind when using it. Because you don't have to use black oil paint, you could use any colour oil paint you want. If you wanted to create a feeling of fainter cracks, then I could have used a light brown or something like that. Would have created a much fainter crack. But I wanted nice big solid chunky cracks. This hasn't been varnished yet because while I was testing this, I thought I would try a few things out. Now I had some instructions from Asjarra, and he said that when he'd used it before, he'd used oil paint, and that's where I got that idea from, to use the oil paint. But I thought I'll do several models and I'll do some different tests, and I'll try just letting it crack and giving it a wash with Badab Black or something like that, and it just does not work. So I was thinking, well, why doesn't it work? Surely that would just flow into the cracks and that would be brilliant. Well, the Crackle Medium, whether you can see it here, it's like little. This is something that's dried in a pallet and is cracked into little shards, and so you just get like little tiny pieces of plastic. Now, if you put those in a drop of water, they will just dissolve and disappear. So if you use a wash, over the crackle medium, it just dissolves and all the cracks disappear. This has led to some other problems, as you know, this is one I've done for a test. So you can see there, you know, it's got some lovely cracks on the shoulders and looks great. So I did this to both shoulders, and then I brushed on some varnish onto this one. So just some Vallejo matte varnish, single coat, just brushed on very quickly, no repeated strokes or anything, and it has just dissolved and obliterated all the small cracks. So I'm not quite sure how I'm going to get around this yet. I'm thinking airbrushing on the varnish may help. I don't have any aerosol varnish to test it with, but I do have an airbrush, so I shall airbrush on some varnish onto this guy, and possibly paint up another one just to test before I try it on this chap, and I shall let you know how that goes. But generally, crackle medium, great stuff. The only things you really need to remember are to use something to create a smooth base for the crackle medium. So whether that be watered down PVA, a couple of layers of that will be fine, or matte varnish, because I used Vallejo matte varnish. Asjarra's instructions said to use watered down PVA, and I tried that and it did work, and I just thought, well, if it's just creating a smooth layer, would varnish work? So I just thought I'd give it a go, and it did, and so I can use that straight out of the bottle, and I don't have to mess about or anything. So it's just something to create a smooth base, and then just whack on the crackle medium. Don't dilute it or anything like that. Just get it on your brush and slap it on. Don't be scared of it. Just slap it on there, because if you put it on too thin, it just doesn't seem to crack. But obviously you don't want it too thick. But if you do put it on thicker, you will get slightly thicker, bigger cracks as well. But just a healthy dose is all that's needed, really. And that's about it. I think it's great stuff, and we'll definitely want to use it again. So I hope that helps you guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, and remember to rate, comment and subscribe. Thanks guys.